Hello, welcome to a Crept from the 80s, and I am Chris Seaver, and I just wanted to give you a little rundown of what this channel is all about. I was born in 1977, and I grew up in the entirety of the 1980s, and in my adulthood, growing up through the teens, 20s, all of that, now into my 40s, I have always held strong and tight passion for the decade of the 1980s. It has never left me. It's something that I thrive to continue to be a part of in my in my adult life now in the 2021s, whatnot. So I started this channel back in 2016, and it was slow going here and there, but as time went on, the channel grew and the community grew, and I am very thankful for that. But Crept from the 80s is essentially a channel for me and my like-minded family and friends to talk about our specific memories growing up in the 1980s and what we still connect with to this day as adults, 40-somethings, that still sort of hang on to that magic, that nostalgia, that wonderful nostalgia that brings us all back to smiles and good feels from back then, and that's what it's all about. There's plenty of channels out there that are giving you real info and go deep into the subjects of certain things in the 80s, the pop culture of the 80s, but that's not what this channel is. And they're great at what they do, but this channel is primarily about the memories that we have. For example, I get a lot of messages, hey, can you talk about this or this? And I'm like, sorry, that's not something that I was attracted to or appealed to me growing up. I talk about the things that connected to me, and what it's like now as a 40-something to still have those connections. What holds up for me now, what doesn't hold up for me now, all those good things. So that's what you're going to get in Crept from the 80s. Yes, from time to time we do have reviews and things of that nature, but for the most part it is going to be focusing on 80s pop culture that we have memories for. Also on this channel, you're getting a little mix of everything genre, because I am a huge just geeky genre fan, pop culture fan in general. So we also have shows that cater to just the geek in general, be it movies, TV shows, toy collecting, comic books, what have you, music, and we have a show called Gourmet Scum Radio, which is both podcast and video on the channel. We also have a show about Star Wars, because growing up in the 80s, I mean, the first memory I had really was Star Wars everything. You born in 77, you're sort of doomed to be a Star Wars person, a Star Wars kid, and I definitely was, and I am to this day. So we have Scruffy Looking Scoundrels, a Star Wars focused show on this channel. We also have, so I've been making comedy horror films for 30 years of my life, and even before that. I put a name to it called Low Budget Pictures, which later became Warlock Home Video in 1991. But I was making backyard silly Freddy and Jason movies back in 1984, 85. And so there's bits and pieces of that world as well on this channel, whether it be behind the scenes, commentaries, special looks at things to come, or past stuff that we've had, even full-length films from time to time will be on the channel, but we have that going. We also have Crept From Eternia on this channel, which is our Masters of the Universe specific show. And we are about to unleash our Crept from the 90s series of episodes. I'm not the biggest fan of the 90s. I was a teen going into my 20s in the 90s, and while there was some amazing things that were happening, for the most part, it it wasn't the same, and I was even feeling that in the 90s. But for you 90s fans and for you kids in the 90s who are growing up specifically in the 90s, we will have a specific series called the Crept From the 90s that will focus on all the things that we personally loved from 90 to 99. We also have a ska show. It's called Scatterday Nights that myself and my cousin Casey will be hosting, and that as well will be podcast and video. And all the podcasts that you want to find from me or from my cousin and his brood are at don'tforgetatowel.com. It's a DFAT podcast. He's got a bunch of podcasts with a group of his friends, and we have some podcasts on the same channel. So you can check that out as well. So yeah, I mean, there's just, it's a non-stop erotic cabaret of crazy pop culture, this, that, and the other thing. But primarily, yes, this channel is a Crept From the 80s and 80s memories and all that good stuff. So if you like what you see, if you like some of the videos, again, you have a variety of stuff to choose from. Please give us a subscribe and be a part of the community. Hit that notification bell, all that good stuff. And of course, I mean, if you love horror, horror is a big thing in my life as well. So we definitely get into that and all that good stuff. But for all you nostalgia warriors out there, the people who still love the 80s as much as I do and cherish it, and it brings a smile to your face and it's like a warm blanket, come to a Crept From the 80s and let's talk, let's rap. We do live shows every month. There's tons of videos. Just be in the community. This is a time machine, folks. A time machine to help you go back to the best decade of all time, the 1980s. So thanks for checking it out. I hope you enjoy the episodes, the shows, the channel in general, and tell your friends, tell your lovers, tell your enemies who you want to try to turn into frenemies.
Do it! Come on! You can do it! I can do it! The Crept From the 80s, it's great. It is fantastic, it's powerful, it's muscular, come on. Don't bullshit me, do it! Come on! It's Crept From the 80s!